Colombo is never in a hurry, yet somehow, it's always moving. As you roll onto the streets, the first thing you feel is the rhythm. Not the rhythm of traffic lights or strict lanes, but the rhythm of a city that has learned to flow around itself. Buses glide past like giant blue whales, tuk-tuks dart in and out like curious fish, and motorcycles slip through the gaps with the confidence of people who've done this their whole lives. Morning in Colombo begins with sound. Horns, not angry, just conversational. A quick beep to say, "I'm here," another to say, "I'm passing," and sometimes a longer one that means, "Move if you can, please." Street vendors are already out, pushing carts of coconuts, short eats, and steaming tea. The smell of fresh hoppers drifts across the road from a tiny shop that's been open since before sunrise. As you drive further, you'll notice something charming. Colombo doesn't pretend to be perfect. It's real. A little chaotic, a little noisy, but full of life. A bus might stop in the middle of the lane to pick up passengers. A tuk-tuk might suddenly decide it's time to turn right. And pedestrians? They cross with the confidence of people who trust the universe. But somehow it all works. You pass old colonial buildings standing shoulder to shoulder with glass towers. The past and the future sharing the same sidewalk. A fruit seller sits under a banyan tree that's probably older than the city itself. Next to him, a brand new electric car hums quietly at a traffic light. Colombo is a blend, not polished, not curated, just beautifully mixed. As you approach Galle Face, the city opens up. The ocean appears like a giant blue wall on your left, waves crashing against the rocks. Families walk along the promenade, kids flying kites that dance wildly in the wind. Vendors shout out for Iso Wade, hot hot Iso Wade. The smell of fried prawns and sea breeze mix into something uniquely Colombo. Back on the road, traffic thickens. A bus squeezes into a space that looks too small. A tuk-tuk driver waves you through with a smile. A cyclist pedals calmly, as if he's immune to the chaos around him. And above it all, crows glide from lamppost to lamppost, watching the city like they're its unofficial guardians. You turn into Pettah, and suddenly the volume goes up. This is Colombo at full power. Shops packed shoulder to shoulder. People bargaining. Porters pushing carts stacked higher than themselves. Colors everywhere. Saris, fruits, spices, toys, electronics, all spilling onto the street. The traffic here doesn't move in lines. It moves in waves. You don't drive through Pettah, you flow with it. Then, as you leave the market behind, the city softens again. You pass temples, mosques, churches, all within minutes of each other. A reminder that Colombo has always been a crossroads, a place where cultures didn't just meet, they stayed. Further ahead, the Lotus Tower rises into the sky, watching over the city like a futuristic lighthouse. Around it, the Beira Lake glitters in the sunlight, calm and green, reflecting the skyline. Joggers move along the path, couples sit on benches, and the city takes a quiet breath. But Colombo never stays quiet for long. Soon you're back in the pulse, school vans stopping everywhere, office workers rushing across the road, delivery bikes weaving through traffic like they're in a video game. A policeman stands at an intersection, directing cars with hand signals that only locals truly understand. And through all this, you keep driving, watching the city unfold, one street at a time. Colombo is not a place you simply pass through. It's a place that shows you its personality in layers. The chaos, the charm, the noise, the kindness, the history, the hustle, all happening at once. As your journey continues, you realize something. Colombo isn't trying to impress you. It's not performing. It's just living loudly, proudly, beautifully. And by driving through it, even for a few minutes, you become part of that living story. This is Colombo, a city that never stops moving and never stops surprising you. Colombo isn't just a city you pass through, it's a city you experience. And as you drive through its streets, you start to realize there's a lot more here than traffic and tall buildings. Colombo is full of little adventures, each tucked into a different corner of the city. If you're traveling with family, or if you're just a kid at heart, the Dihiwala Zoo is one of the classics. Generations of Sri Lankans grew up visiting this place. You'll find elephants, leopards, colorful birds, and a peaceful shaded walkway that feels like a break from the city's heat. It's not the biggest zoo in the world, but it has a charm that's uniquely Sri Lankan, a mix of nostalgia and nature. A short drive away, the city shifts into something completely different at Galle Face Green. This is where Colombo comes to breathe. In the evenings, the sky turns orange, the wind picks up, and the whole city seems to gather here. Families, couples, kite flyers, food vendors. You can grab Iso Wade, watch the waves crash, and feel the heartbeat of Colombo in the open air. If you want something more cultural, head to the Colombo National Museum. It's a quiet giant, full of history, artifacts, ancient carvings, royal regalia, and stories that go back centuries. Walking through its halls feels like stepping into the memory of the island. Then there's Pettah Market, the wild, colorful, chaotic soul of Colombo. If you want to see the city at full volume, this is it. Spices, fabrics, electronics, toys, fruits. Everything is here, stacked high and spilling onto the streets. It's loud, it's crowded, and it's unforgettable. You don't shop in Pettah, you survive Pettah, and you come out smiling. For something calmer, take a drive around Bara Lake. The water glows green under the sun, and the Sima Malakaya temple floats peacefully on the surface. It's one of the most photogenic spots in the city, a place where the noise fades and the mind settles. If you're into modern vibes, the Lotus Tower rises above everything like a futuristic guardian. At night, it lights up the skyline in neon colors. Inside, you'll find observation decks, restaurants, and views that stretch all the way to the ocean. And of course, Colombo's food scene is its own adventure. From tiny tea shops serving hot paripa buns to luxury restaurants overlooking the sea, the city feeds you in every possible way. Kata sizzling on a flat iron, string hoppers with curry, fresh seafood, and street snacks that taste better than they look. Colombo is a paradise for anyone who loves to eat. Whether you're exploring parks, markets, museums, or just cruising along the coastline, Colombo is a city that gives you a little bit of everything. It's busy, it's bold, it's warm, and it's full of surprises. And the best part? Every time you visit, it shows you something new. Colombo isn't just a city, it's the doorway to an entire world of experiences. As you drive through its busy streets, you feel the pulse of a place that blends history, culture, and everyday life into one continuous rhythm. But the magic doesn't stop inside the city limits. Just a short ride away, you'll find the quiet beauty of Mount Lavinia Beach, where the waves roll in slow and the sunsets paint the sky in gold. Locals gather here after work, families walk the shoreline, and the smell of grilled seafood drifts through the evening air. Head inland and the scenery changes again. Adadia Wetland Sanctuary is one of Colombo's hidden treasures, a peaceful stretch of marshland filled with birds, water monitors, and the soft rustle of nature. It's hard to believe a place this calm exists so close to the city. Drive a little further and you reach Kelaniya Temple, glowing with centuries of history. The murals, the incense, the chanting, everything here feels timeless. It's one of those places where you don't just visit, you feel. And if you're in the mood for something lively, the streets around Nujagoda and Maharagama are full of shops, markets, and late-night food spots. Colombo's surroundings are like extensions of the city's personality, each one with its own flavor, its own rhythm, its own story. So whether you're exploring beaches, temples, wetlands, or bustling suburbs, Colombo is the kind of place that keeps surprising you, one turn at a time. And if you enjoy journeys like this, the real streets, the real moments, the real Sri Lanka, make sure to subscribe. There's so much more to see, and I'd love to take you along for every mile of the adventure.